Hello beautiful people, it's your girl Jeannie and it's Jeannie's Signatures. So I welcome you all to my tutorial for today. Today we're going to be learning how to make this beautiful bustier top and then the design around the neck, and then we're going to be using the skin net to do the yoke, and then of course the back is going to be having this beauty just like exactly what you saw on the thumbnail. So if this is what you're interested in, please sit back, relax and enjoy it. Thank you all and God bless you. So this is what we are making, like I've shown you the picture right about now. So I'll be drafting the front piece first before going over to any other thing. So I've already indicated my line. I have my bust points, my on the bust, waistline, the full length, and then of course the chest line. So right on that line now, I'm taking my bust band measurement divided by 2, which was 4 inches for my client, and then I'm connecting everything all the way together like so. Now I'm going to be taking my dart legs. So for the darts, I'll be using 1.5 inches on this other side and then 1/2 inch towards where I am seated. I believe you understand what I mean. So that is basically what I'm doing now. So take 1/2 inch on the side facing me and then 1.5 inches depending on your client's bust size. So I've taken that, and then on my bust point I'll come down by 1/2 inch and then I'll connect my underbust to my bust point like so, and then on this other side I'll use my ruler to highlight that. So now you can see I'm trying to show you the yoke part. So the yoke part is not that very big, deep yoke. So I just came down by 7 inches from my chest line and then I ruled that line. So I extended my bust span up there, and then I took 1/2 inch on both sides to give it a tightening around the chest area. As you can see, that is what I just did. So I just blended that in to avoid pointed edges. So now the next thing for me to do now is to just take my neck depth for the front yoke line, which I used about 3.5 inches, and then for the neck width I used 3 inches, but you can use 3.5 inches depending on the stretchy fabric or the stretchy net you are using, skin net. Like the net I used was quite strong, it's not too stretchy, so I ended up using 4 inches for the neck width. Yeah, and it came out perfectly. So now I just divided the bust by 4 and then I added my markings, and then I added my sewing allowances, and then of course the darts that I used. I went ahead to my waistline, I did the same thing, and then on the length of the top, which is like the hip line, divided that by 4, added back the dart intakes, and then I added my sewing allowances. So now I'll be doing my side dart. For my side dart is the difference between your half length for the front and half length for the back. So here I used 1.5 inches because that's the difference between that for my client. So basically we are through with the drafting for this beautiful front piece of the top. So just go ahead and then cut all this out. But before then, I'm going to be slanting my lower part like this. Go up by 2 inches, or you can go up by 3 inches depending on how deep or how round you want it to be. So now I'll just go ahead and cut all this out, and then so if you're used to drafting of a bustier, because this is just basically a bustier with a yoke, you can go ahead and draft it out any which way you know how to do it. But if you don't know how to do it, kindly watch this tutorial, and if you have any questions, please, I'm right there in the comment section to answer all of your questions. And if you have more in-depth questions, you can see my number on the screen. You can chat me on WhatsApp, please. It's only on WhatsApp. I don't receive calls on this. Yeah. So for the side dart, I've cut it out like that, and then I'll use my tape to tape it down. When you do these darts, it always gives this very beautiful look. When you use this, it comes out very, 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 very nice. So I would advise most times you always go for your side darts. Yeah. So now this is what we have for the front. So you can see that the dart and everything and the yoke sits perfectly well. So now to draft the back pattern, I had to join my papers because my paper was not enough. So I ruled out my starting point 1/2 inch at the upper part. This is how the back is going to be looking. And then the next thing to do is to get my chest line, my half length. Remember, your half length for the front and back is not going to be the same. So I put in my half length, and then of course the length of the top. So those are the lines I'm rolling out right about now. So divide your shoulder by 2, get your shoulder slope, and then your armhole. That is what I'm trying to do here. So for the neck width, is going to be constant. It's going to be the same thing that you have in the front is what you'll be marking for the back. So just divide your bust by 4, and then you add your sewing allowances, and then you carve out your armhole for the back like so. And then you go over to your waist measurement, divide your waist by 4. You add 1 inch for that because you're going to be adding your that, and then you add your sewing allowances. You come to the length of the top, you divide your hip by 4, and then you add your sewing allowances as well. So I'm just connecting everything like so. So like the way I did for the front, I'll go up by 2 inches and then slant it in like so. So now I'm going to impute my dart of 4 inches. You remember the bust span is 8 inches divided by 2 is 4. So that is what I just did now. And so for the yoke for the back, I initially went up by 1 inch above my chest line, but when I checked the picture again, I got the real picture that it was deeper, so I cancelled that and then maintained my chest line. So I'll just do my neck depth of 1 inch, come down by 1 inch again from that, and then give it a curve to meet the bust point like so, to give us that shape at the back. So that's my yoke. It's very easy. So for the darts, I'll come in here, I'll take in half inch and then connect like so. So for the darts, I don't want my darts, I don't want to sew it and let it be seen. So I'll just have to cut this out and then use my tape to tape it back. But you'll be seeing it. Just keep watching and then you'll be glad you did. Plus, if you have watched up to this level and you have not yet subscribed, please kindly hit on the subscribe button because it is entirely free. You're not paying any money. So I've cut out the yoke and then I'm going ahead to cut out the bodice itself. So now this is what I have. So now I'll go ahead and open up the darts that I told you. I'll open it up because I don't want it to be sewn. I don't want my darts to show at the back because this is going to be a corset, as in I'm going to be tying it at the back. So this is what we have. So now I'll use my tape to just tape it together because I'll be cutting this one. I'll not be cutting it in pieces. But if you want to cut yours in pieces, you can as well do that. Then use your lining to turn it and all that. But I prefer this method because it always comes out nice. So the back is going to be laying flat. So you can see the bulgy area after joining it like that. Just slanting half an inch and then cut open like that. And then use your tape to tape it back. And then you're going to be having a flat back. If you're fixing the zipper too, if you do it like this, you're not going to be having a zipper bulge. So now in order to remove the, we didn't add zip allowance. So I'm still removing about 2.5 from the upper part and then 1 for the lower part, and then I'll slant it out like so. So that is where our corset loops are going to be. You can make use of your rope or you can make use of your eyelets. Anyone is also applicable, but I'll be making use of my eyelets. So this is what we have. So you can see that the back piece is equally super ready, as you can see. So now the next thing to do now is to just go ahead and then cut it all this out on my fabric and then my lining. I'll be back to show you. So I've gone ahead to cut all this out so you can see the yoke for the back and then the back pieces as well. I've cut out my main fabric and my lining and I ironed ST on each and every piece. So for the front part, I'll be using this plain crepe. For the front part, I've ironed my ST on it, and then on my lining as well, on my cotton lining, I made use of a cotton lining. I equally ironed my ST on the line, though I didn't use cotton line, I used the same fabric because I bought 1 yard and it was more than enough, so I used the same fabric. So it's on my lining that I'll be joining my laminated foams, So I've already cut it out and I ironed the stay with it, as you can see. So I'll go ahead and turn it out and then I'll be back to show you. So I've gone ahead to do that on the, this is the main top, this is like the main on the front, so this is the lining now. So as you can see, I've gone ahead to give it a very good press, and then I used my air stay to iron it, and then of course I attached some bonings at the lower part just to give that the fullness around the cup area, because this helps a whole lot. So you can see the inside. You don't need to cage itself and it will be very, very okay. So this is what I did and I loved how it came out to be. So the next thing to do is to just attach my yoke. So in order for me to attach the yoke, I cut out 2 pieces of this yoke so that I'll use one to turn the neckline. So I'll just go ahead and use an invisible thread, or you can use a brown colored thread and then sew it like this, a quarter, and then trim it out and then turn it to the other side so that the stitches will not be visible, so that you have a very clean neat finishing. So I will go ahead and attach it and attach everything, and then I'll be back to show you. But before then, this is the back pieces. I've gone ahead to do my back pieces. As you can see, the back is looking beautiful. I've also attached my where I'll be attaching my eyelets. So all I need to do is to just go ahead and then puncture and then attach my eyelets right there, as you can see. So you can see how it looks. It's very, very, very beautiful. So I'll set this aside and then go ahead and do all that, and I'll be back to show you. So I've gone ahead to do all that off camera, of course, because I don't want the tutorial to be too lengthy. So after all said and done, I attached my yoke, attached my sleeves, and then the only thing left is just to attach that beautiful pattern that we have in the front. So just cut out a fabric like this. Make sure it's the same fabric you're working with, and then you're going to be cutting it in a slanted format, because when you check it out, you see that one part is higher than one point. So for the lower point, I used 4 inches on fold, and then for the upper part that is longer, I used 6 inches and then slanted it. And this, when cutting, you have to cut it on fold. So you sew all the way around and turn it out before beading it, and then you're going to be using your hand needle to attach it on the front like this in a fronted format. So that is how we come to the end of this beautiful tutorial, and I hope you enjoyed it because it's quite detailed and it's quite beautiful. Yeah, my client really loved this. She wore it to a wedding. So I beaded the lower part as well, and that was how it came out looking this beautiful. So thank you all and God bless you. See you on my next tutorial. It's Genius Signatures now, signing out.